May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings be released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts there will be the heirs.
So good morning everyone again. Today we have day number 16 or 17. Difficult to count. 16 I think, right? Pretty soon our retreat journey will shift in another dimension. Yesterday Jinchuanshi are talking about different kind of listening and focus more about generative listening. Listening to the field, which is kind of a progression of, it's something, doesn't work? It is a progression of listening to the body, somatic listening, right? Relaxing, listening to the heart, empathetic, unconditional care, and generative. Listen to the field and listen to and supporting the web of relations. And as Jinchuanshi says, is quite inspiring to see the whole web relations, how operate here and this retreat, how people support each other, serve to each other. And it's coming from this kind of listening and deep care. So we can say this one dimension is kind of external dimension, but I want a little bit talk today about internal dimension of the web of relations. That in fact, we can say one point we are here just ourselves, but we look at more deeply. How many people is in our heart right now? Our parents, to some extent, all those people who shape who we are, how we think. Our grandfather, parents, friends. We can go back to the past, ancestors, to infinity. Actually, we cannot count how many lives touch us in different ways. And being here and be especially in the retreat is the opportunity to honor that, to connect to that field, to listen to this field. In the beginning of our retreat, we have a circle, and all the participants share the two names, two pieways, two plaques, and are over here. You can see on the left side who they really care, who they want to really support during these 3 weeks of cultivation. and share the names and share what they wish for. And my two names were just one was kind of collective plaque, the senior teachers who support us here, Reverend Sher, Dharma Salai, the Master Chur, Doug, Powers, Marty. And second, by the way, was my very good friend from Poland. And I will talk about him today, who was like my brother. We are hang out in high school. Two of us are kind of, I can say, the romantic seekers of the truth. You know, that we figured out pretty fast that this word doesn't make sense to us, and try to find a meaning in different places. Not all of them wholesome. I don't go there, but you know, it was kind of a spiritual journey too. You know, looking to some poetry. I remember reading the Allen Ginsberg's poems, you know, and all Polish poets. Also a little bit lost, and they so resonate to our heart. This world, you know, we don't want to be adult. You know, the best way for us was to join some bohemian kind of artistic troupe or group, or go to the mountain. We have this kind of romantic place in Poland, the mountains they call Bieszczady. So it has a kind of romantic vision that I will let go everything and go to the head to Bieszczady, and we vision ourselves. We're just living in the head, you know, next to the lake, and have mountains around, and all civilization will not bother us. And in fact, it's interesting. So he was also watching all my changes through the years. I mentioned sometime here that when he was waiting for his child, it was my first 7 days air store session, and I did in Poland, recite every day Air Store Sutra. And I decided I need to be vegetarian for the 7 days. I have a kind of response in my heart. And since there, I didn't touch the meat. It was 1999. So I'm very grateful for that, for him and for his child. Now he's, I don't know, 25 or so. So it's a lot of memories, a lot of connections. But my wish for him was that he can recover from his kind of, we can say, disease to some extent. This is how it's categorized by, I'm talking about alcoholism, right? He's addicted to alcohol and suffer a lot. In fact, just before retreat, he called me. We still remain in contact from time to time. He calling me that he just returned from emergency room, you know, because the driver of the bus find him lying down on the bus. They call, the medics, and finally was okay, but he decided to not stay in the hospital, he says, and I return, and it's a lot of suffering. I just mainly listen him, try to kind of support him as much as I can. And having Paiwei here, just a kind of remind me that this care is here, that I'm just do the session for myself. I can honor him. I can share any goodness from the practice to him. And not just to him, because he's here, I don't mention his name, but I can also vision his web of relations. His mom, his father who passed away a few years ago, younger brother, elder brother, all the friends, and all of them. All this in the web of the relations, and somewhere we connected, deeply connected. And I think the session and practice also remind us that we just don't do this for ourselves. And the practice is another dimension, is another depth and meaning into it. And even can see that we practice supporting our web of relations, that we're supporting all of you web of relations, right? All these byways. If we go to here in the right side is, rebirth hall. Jin Schwarsha says, I feel something, like energy change when I enter to this room. Right, I can say, Team Testu is there, former Hang Ju, and Reverend Hang Shu's mother, probably Howard Smith, Howard Houston, sorry.
Houston Smith, the world religions teacher.
World religion teacher, yeah. And
very good senior monk, senior man.
Right, and many, many people who built this community and contribute, and to the fact that we can be here right now, right? And we can imagine all the web relationships go to infinity, and here we have, of course, Libert Hall, and so it's quite deep if we kind of open our heart, expand. How this every moment in this Buddha hall is connected to all these beings everywhere. So for today, maybe I can ask all the participants here that, do you remember your names? You put on the byways, and maybe in the last few days can also consider and honor their lives and their journeys, their deep intentions, and kind of knowing that we just not do this cultivation for ourselves. The monastery is not a place to kind of hide from the world. It's actually, we retreat to reconnect to ourselves and everyone in many, many different levels. And so my friend, I also wish that having him here, kind of invisibly in my heart, kind of maintaining this care, he also becomes kind of my doorway to loving kindness, to compassion, and through some interaction, sometimes he called to me. I hope that this care will be somehow present, and I don't want to fix him. This is his path he choose, but I really deeply care about him, who he is, and hope that he can find the good place, can recover, find deep meaning in his life, and benefit everyone around him. Again, I want to finish with the poem, beautiful poem written by Linda Hogan. Is the one of the Native American writers. I think very connect to the topic of web of relations. Walking. I'm listening to a deeper way. Suddenly, all my ancestors are behind me. Be still, they say. Watch and listen. You are the results of love of thousands.
So yeah. It's okay, it's another day.
Another day in the monastery. And of course, the part of our web of relations are the people online who are following us for almost 2 years right now. We are here deeply connected, and maybe for this practice, 3 steps, 1 bow, what we have, and then whole day we can reflect on all your web of relations, how our actions, our practice can benefit people in many, many dimensions.
Okay, so let's do 3 steps, 1 bow.